Here's the news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Chandima Veerakon. Headlines. Private sector allowed to import chemical fertilizers from today. It has been stressed that there will be no change in government's policy for green agriculture. The new Kalani Bridge, constructed with advanced technology, will be vested with the public this evening. Plans will be made to establish National Fuel and Gas Company. The government has taken measures to develop educational activities of all religions. Japan concerned over China-Russia bomber flights. Local stories in detail. Minister of Agriculture Mahindananda Aladgamge says permission will be granted to private sector to import chemical fertilizer with effect from today. He made this remark addressing the special media briefing held this morning to announce cabinet decisions. However, the government's policy to promote green agriculture in the country will not be rolled back, the minister stressed. He added that a gazette notification green-lighting the import of chemical fertilizer by the private sector is expected to be issued within the day. He said the government policy for making a green agriculture will not be changed. The seeds needed for the organic cultivation will also be provided for the farmers. The government has paid attention to establish a national fuel and gas company, and it will be implemented with the support of state and private sector. This has been declared to establish this company by the National Policy on Natural Gas under the Sri Lanka Petroleum Corporation. It has also been confirmed that there are natural gas facilities in Mana, Droni, according to an investigation conducted in the area. The cabinet approval has been received in this regard on a proposal submitted to the cabinet by the Power and Energy to establish this company. State Minister Vidra Vikramanayake says that the government has taken necessary measures for the educational activities, not only for Buddhist education and for all educational activities in other regions as well. The Pirivan education is included directly to subject ministry. The Pirivanas in the vicinity of Viharas will be observed. He said in Parliament that necessary facilities have been provided in this regard. Parliament met under the chair of Deputy Speaker at 9:30 a.m. today. It is also expected to allocate more funds on religious educational activities, even amidst the economic setback. He also pointed out that Dhamma school education should be further developed. State Minister Nimal Lansa said in Parliament that the ferry accident occurred in Kenya was an unexpected incident. He also said that all should be responsible for recurring of such accidents. Permission have been requested to transport passengers with using a bridge ferry until construction of a permanent bridge by the Kenya Pradeshia Sabha and Urban Council. Meanwhile, measures have been taken to construct the bridge under the initiative of Minister Johnston Fernando. He stated that he will convey his sympathy for the relatives of dead persons due to this accident. Minister Janaka Bandara says that state service employees can get their retirement as their willingness even at 55 years of age after the 1st of January next year. He made this remark when a question raised by parliamentarian Vij Theras was answered. He also stated that it is appreciable of the efforts taken by the Minister of Finance to enhance the country's economy. The budget includes the long-term and medium-term plans. Answering to a question raised by parliamentarian Ranjit Madhuma Bandara at the committee stage meeting, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa said that there should be a development in economy and spiritual development in order to create true economy in the country. The Prime Minister also said that the program carried out for the betterment of the Buddha Sasana will be continued. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. To end this segment of news, the headlines again. Private sector allowed to import chemical fertilizers from today. It has been stressed that there will be no change in government's policy for green agriculture. The new Kalani Bridge, constructed with advanced technology, will be vested with the public this evening. Plans will be made to establish National Fuel and Gas Company. The government has taken measures to develop educational activities of all religions. That ends local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Taking a look at the main news story, the Kalani Bridge, constructed with advanced technology, culminating in several milestones in transport technology in Sri Lanka, has been named Golden Gate Kalyani. Chief Government Whip and Minister of Highways Johnston Fernando has stated that the bridge will be declared open by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa this evening. The bridge is being constructed in 2 stages. The first package, the steel output bridge section, is at a cost of 31,593 million rupees, while the second stage, the concrete suspension bridge section, is at a cost of 9,896 million rupees under the aid of GACIA. That ends the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Watch Life is brought to you by
Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
Taking a look at Watch Light, the farmers complain that they are unable to supply water needed for their paddy cultivation due to landing of Pattipola Mahavawa in the Thangala Divisional Secretariat divisions. Farmer organizations of 12 villages have requested 3 relevant authorities to renovate this tank after removing the slit. This is for the attention of the officials of the Irrigation Department office. That ends Watch Light.
Please be aware on institutes, registration and accreditation when you are selecting vocational courses which leads to achieve your future career goals. Do not waste your valuable time and money. Confirm institutes, registration and accreditation by TVEC. For more information, visit nearest district divisional secretariat offices and meet career guidance practitioners or skill development officers. Message from Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
Coming up, World News.
And on World News, the headlines first. Japan concerned over China-Russia bomber flights. Fake social media profiles targeting Sikhs exposed. Taiwan revamps military training for reserves amid China pressure. Japanese Defense Minister Kishi Nobuo has expressed serious concern over joint flights earlier this month by Chinese and Russian bombers near Japan. Japan's defense ministry say 2 aircraft from each country flew over the Sea of Japan and the East China Sea before heading toward the Pacific Ocean on Friday. The ministry says the aircraft passed over waters between the main island of Okinawa and Miyako Island in southwestern Japan. The disclosure marked the 3rd time since last December that the Japan's defense ministry has made public information about Chinese and Russian joint flights. A network of fake social media profiles of people claiming to be Sikhs and promoting divisive narratives has been exposed. A new report shared exclusively with the BBC ahead of its publication today identified 80 accounts in the network which have now been suspended because they were fake. The influence operation used accounts across Twitter, Facebook and Instagram to promote Hindu nationalism and pro-Indian government narratives. The aim of the network appears to have been to alter perceptions on important issues around Sikh independence, human rights and values. Preparing for potential military action from China is a prospect that has hung over Taiwan since its government fled to the island at the end of the Chinese Civil War in 1949. There were 3 close encounters between the 1950s and 1990s, and now there may be a reason to worry once again as China's People's Liberation Army, or the PLA, completes an ambitious military modernization campaign. In a recently released white paper, Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense said the PLA had developed the ability to blockade Taiwan's major airports and harbors. To conclude the world news, the headlines again. Japan concerned over China-Russia bomber flights. Fake social media profiles targeting Sikhs exposed. Taiwan revamps military training for reserves amid China pressure. That ends World News.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take all out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
And on development news, investment projects will be implemented to enhance the efficiency of green energy development and green energy under the finance aid of Asian Development Bank. Accordingly, grid substations of Ambalangada and Pannala are to be developed. Plans have been made to provide additional 2 transformers in this regard. That ends the development news.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Moving on with sports news.
Today is the 4th day of the first test match being played between West Indies and Sri Lanka at Galle. Sri Lanka in their second innings has scored 84 runs for 2 wickets when the match halted for lunch. Sri Lanka scored 386 in their first innings while West Indies scored 230 runs in their first innings. That ends sports news.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
German Ambassador Holger Thobert and Chief Delegate of German Industry and Commerce in Sri Lanka, Andreas, launched the 7th edition of Top German Brands in Sri Lanka on Monday at the Kingsbury in the presence of the Secretary to the President, Dr. P.B. Jayasundara, and about 150 representatives of German brands. They are very proud that despite the COVID-19 pandemic, finally 178 German brands have joined Top German Brands 2021, which is an increase of 13% compared to last year.
Business News, Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 co-sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Taking a look at economic news, Commercial Bank of Ceylon PLC won the coveted Best Corporate Citizen Sustainability Award 2021 at an annual event organized by the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, the country's premier business chamber, to recognize sustainable champions of the local corporate world. Citizens Development Business Finance PLC and CBL Investments Limited, CBL Group, were adjudged the first and second runners-up for the competition, respectively. That ends economic news.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
And finally, we take a look at the weather report. The Met Department says that the prevailing low-level atmospheric disturbance located to the southeast of Sri Lanka is expected to be intensified into a low-pressure area during next few hours. Cloudy skies can be expected over the island. Showers or thundershowers will occur at times in the most parts of the island. Heavy showers about 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in northern, north-central, eastern, Uva, Sabaragamuwa, central and southern provinces. Fairly heavy showers above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
And to conclude this bulletin of news, the headlines again. Private sector allowed to import chemical fertilizers from today. It has been stressed that there will be no change in government's policy for green agriculture. The new Kalini Bridge, constructed with advanced technology, will be vested with the public this evening. Plans will be made to establish a national fuel and gas company. The government has taken measures to develop educational activities of all religions. Japan concerned over China-Russia bomber flights. With that, we conclude this bulletin of news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.